That's me. Again, that's me. It's Danny Bonaduce, life coach. Call me up right now, 1-800-252-1025. By the way, Life Coach is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce and Red. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. All right, let's talk to Jennifer in Port Angeles. What up, Jennifer?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sweetheart. What's up?
I'm calling to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
I like the way this is going already. Okay, what happened?
On Friday, I called because I had an appointment with a car dealership on Saturday to look at a used car that I was really interested in.
I remember you.
And I went, and I acted like I really knew what I was doing and had my little checklist and took pictures with my iPhone and.
That's the pictures and a little checklist. Here's what that says, because you're never gonna fool anybody to thinking you know a great deal more than you do. You'll form into thinking that you know some more than you, but not a lot, because they're experts. But what you can do, and I'm sure you were polite and everything, but having a checklist and then taking pictures of the engine, you kind of scream disaster. If everything doesn't go right for this client right here, for this customer, she's going to be a problem because she knows what she was. So how'd it work out for you?
Well, I'm driving to work in my Mercedes 500 SL.
All right.
Nice. See that? One chat with the life coach, and she's driving a Mercedes. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, that's just the advice that you gave her. Take pictures. Look authoritative. Look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, walk around like you've been here before, and it worked out. Good for you. Thanks, Jennifer.
If you have a question for the life coach, 800-252-1025. Call that number now. Change your name if you need to. Disguise your voice if you need to, but make the call. John in Auburn, you're on with Danny Bonaduce.
Hey, John in Auburn, how are you?
Good morning, sunshine.
What's up, sweetheart?
Hey, so just last weekend, my mom caught me smoking pot, and she made a really big deal about it, and now our house is up for sale because of it.
The house is up for sale? Do you want to explain that to me?
Well, we bought the house, and she said as long as I'm not smoking pot, we could keep it, and, well, I haven't stopped, and she just caught me again.
Wait a second. What's that I smell? I smell shenanigans. That's what I smell. You're trying to tell me that your mom, that you've gotten in so much trouble before, she said you can have a roof over your head, but if you smoke pot again, I'm selling your house. We're going to live in the streets. Is that what you're trying to tell me, John?
No, not exactly. She's saying we're going to go our separate ways and not live together anymore.
Oh.
That's a whole other bag of donuts right there.
Tough love.
All right, so now what is her argument? Again, because most people don't have the argument that they used to have. When I was a young man, people considered marijuana the devil's weed. You know what I mean? Nobody knew exactly what it was. And at the very least, it was a gateway drug that if you do this today, tomorrow you're doing heroin. What is it that your mom has against marijuana?
Well, she had this friend that had a big substance abuse and drinking problem, so she said she doesn't want her son doing anything of that kind of sort, and that's just the way she's going to have it, I guess.
And do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I just turned 20.
Okay, so you're a young man. You're 2 years out of being a teenager, 1 year out of being a teenager. So what is your question for me?
Well, I was just wondering if there's anything I could say to, make her, realize it's really not that big a deal, because I work full-time and I finish high school and I have my own car and pay my own insurance. I don't see it's a big deal.
How were your grades?
My grades?
Yeah.
I finished with a 3.2 GPA.
3.2, that is not as bad at all. Are you lazy? Is there anything that could make your mom really nervous about you smoking pot?
No, and that's what I don't understand.
All right, now here is, because now it's not only, once it's legal in Colorado, once it's legal somewhere in the United States, you can make a good argument for that this is actually legal. It's, if you got a medical problem, it's legal. Here's what I would suggest, because I did this. I don't know how my mom would feel about this, but when I was a young guy, I talked my mom into smoking marijuana with me, and it worked. And here's what happened with her. She didn't actually even feel that much. She didn't say, oh, I'm so high, I'm so hungry, where's the burgers and blueberry pie? She just didn't feel that much and didn't thought it could be that big of a problem. So have you ever tried talking your mom into smoking pot?
Oh, well, before I could ask that question, she said, what do you expect me to do? Just go out there and toke up with you? Because that's not going to happen.
The answer is yes, she does. That's why she opened that door. She absolutely expects you to say, hey, although your mom's older than I am, because I'd never say toke up. Who says toke up anymore? But the fact is, I think she wants to, man. Did you get that feeling when she said that maybe she wants to smoke pot with me and have an activity with her loving son, John?
No, it never crossed my mind.
I think you want to give it a try and do it subtly and see if she doesn't smoke pot with you and say, listen, I don't think you can judge it, Mom, until you see what it does. Just one joint. Just smoke one joint with me. And you know what? If that works out, give me a call back and let me know how that goes because I'm curious. Thank you very much for the call, John.
This is Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. If you've got a question of any kind, you can call 800-252-1025. And I say any kind because Danny Bonaduce has been through it all and can help you with any kind of problem you have. You can also email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Got an email here from Anthony in Bellevue. He writes, I'm getting married at the end of the year, and I have a dilemma regarding who I will ask to be my best man. My two best friends are my brothers. I'm afraid the one I don't pick will be super hurt. If I had a best friend outside of the family, I would go this route to prevent any hard feelings, but I don't have that option. How do I go about this? Who do I pick to be my best man?
Oh, that's a great question. Here's what I did. I had the same dilemma, and I picked two of my best friends and a sister. If you look specifically, who was my best man? It was my sister Celia, who made herself a tuxedo dress. So I would do that. If somebody's going to have their feelings really hurt, I think you should pick somebody else from the pool of substitutes. If you're going to pick one brother over another brother and they're going to care, you might want to find out for sure if they're going to care. They might not. I'll pick Billy. I'm fine with that because they don't want the responsibilities. Being a best man can be a headache. This is one of my favorite episodes of Friends, and Joey was still very upset that he picked the other guy. So, yeah, I would say find out if this is going to hurt anybody's feelings and then move along. Don't pick either of them because it's a big deal and it will last forever. They're going to remember this. And every time anybody looks at the family pictures of your wedding, they're going to see pictures of the wrong best man. So I'd say pick someone else entirely. And thank you very much for the email.
Yeah, you could also have two, can't you? Nowadays,
I had
people
two.
seem to
I
have,
had two, and I highly recommend that.
Yeah,
Actually, I kind of had three.
People seem to be just looser about that stuff. It used to be very traditional that everybody had certain roles.
Right.
So I have two.
Well, the reason you would still want to have one is because there's a lot of work that goes on to being a real best man, setting all sorts of stuff up that I don't think goes anymore. The people don't plan their own weddings anymore.
Right. If you've got a question for the Life Coach, call 800-252-1025. You can email lifecoach@KZOK.com. You can change your name, lie about your name if you need to. James in Everett. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping he lied about his name.
Uh-oh.
The other night, I did something stupid.
Uh-oh.
I had a one-night stand with a beautiful single coworker. I'm married with 3 kids. The night of the mistake, we went out to dinner in a town 30 minutes from our work. I couldn't believe it, but while I was eating, I spotted another coworker who may or may not have seen us.
Oh, they did.
I am now worried that this secret of ours will get out. I love my wife. I love my kids. I made a huge mistake. I want to know if this person saw us or not. What should I do?
Well, I don't have too much information on the other person, but if it's going to give you're going to stay up nights about this. Go, hey, I was out in Lake Stevens the other night, and I saw you there. Yeah, what were you doing out there? Did you have a good night out there? So you broach it. So he can say, oh, I didn't see you, or he'll act like he didn't see you, and I don't think he'll be telling a lie. But the chances are that he probably saw you. And he should have come over, and the fact that he didn't knows that something was not great with that dinner there. Don't punish yourself too much. These things happen. There's a big story. I slept with the coworker when, not everybody does it, but it happens. I know you love your wife. Under no circumstances do you tell her. Don't get so nervous that you tell. People do that all the time. People get so nervous about getting caught that they catch themselves. They say, honey, I'm so sorry. Don't do that. I don't know the upside of being a coworker of yours and telling anybody. The biggest problem in this is you and the girl. That's who's going to tell, you or the girl. Somebody's going to get mad and say something they shouldn't, or somebody's going to feel trapped and do something they shouldn't. Here's the main thing about having a one-night stand with the coworker. Keep your mouth shut. You want to know exactly where this information came, if it comes from anywhere. And I'm thinking it might not. If you were married to somebody in the office, somebody's going to narc you out for sure. But from what I hear, I don't think you have a great relationship where your coworkers are coming over. I'd say keep this to yourself. And here's the information, the answering of your question specifically. You can look at them and say, hey, I saw you in Lake Stevens the other night. What's up? And they will say, oh, I saw you too, or they won't. And then you'll know if you're as in much danger as you think you are.
If you have a problem and need somebody to help you get through it, then the number to call is 800-252-1025. This is Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. He takes your questions about anything. Doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. You help somebody buy a used car.
I did indeed.
You can help people at work. You can help people with their family problems. Make the phone call, 800-252-1025, or email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Carrie on Mercer Island writes, My sister has always been lazy and has always depended on my parents for everything. She's 36 and still living at home. Why they don't kick her out, I don't know. My gripe is that I never ask for help. And last month, when I actually needed to borrow some money for my rent, my parents said they couldn't help me because they had given my sister money to pay for a trip. They explained they felt she deserved it because of all she does for them. I'm so confused because she does nothing for them. How can I get over my hurt and my anger? And do I have a right to feel this way?
Okay, good. There's part of the question I can absolutely answer. And the answer is yeah. You have every right in the world to be resentful that, the sister's doing nothing. She's not taking advantage of them. I don't hear that in your tone of voice, if you will. But I do hear she's not putting in the effort that you do. And she gets your money. You needed some help last year and you didn't get it because of the lazy sister. So yeah, you're absolutely right to feel resentful about that. What can you do about that? Kind of nothing. If you bring it up to your parents that she's lazy, they'll probably say, oh, you're right. But if you think they're going to not give her something down the road, you're wrong. They're always going to help out your sister because you've made the outrageous mistake of being self-sufficient. They're always going to help out your sister above you. It doesn't mean that they love you more or love her more. As a matter of fact, I'm sure that if it comes down to it, they love you more because you don't have your hand down. But the fact of the matter, here's your specific question. Yes, you have every single right in the world to feel resentful against your sister.
This is Danny Bonaduce, life coach. He is solving your problems one phone call at a time. Dave in Seattle, you're up next.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, what's up, Danny?
What's up, man?
I have a girlfriend I've been seeing not for too long of a time, maybe 6 months or so, but she's very jealous, and every time she comes over my apartment and we get ready to do the deed, she's always sniffing my sheets, and she does that every single time, saying she's looking for signs of another woman if I've been cheating on her.
What kind of women does she think you date?
I don't know.
If they're leaving their scent around the house, I think she's making a commentary on the girls that you date. All right, so what's your question to me, man?
The question is she crazy? Should I dump her? Because this is really getting a little crazy now.
All right, now see how crazy it gets, because my instinct is to say no, don't dump her. But then again, I love that. I love the drama. I think it's real fun that she comes over and does that. That she's going to wonder about mysterious phone calls. If it's not getting to the point, and I think that it would, Dave, if she got to the point where it was obvious that you should get away from this woman, you probably would. You know what? I think have some fun with this girl. Be happy that she loves you. I like jealousy every now and again. I think sniffing the sheets, little weird if you ask me. But you know what? I would not dump this girl over that. If she does anything else, if she steps it up to that, like I always call it the boiling of the bunny. If she kills your little pet rabbit or something like that, like from, what's the name of that movie?
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction. If she boils your bunny, then you got to get rid of her. Right now, she's just an interesting girl with some colorful stuff, and at least she loves you, and that's what she's doing.
But he shouldn't marry her.
No, don't marry her, for God's sake. She'll be going through this for the rest of your life. Thanks for the call, Dave. I appreciate it. That's all the time we have for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Life Coach, by the way, brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.